Hi guys, it's Fentony. In this Fantastic Beasts video, I'm going to explain the backstory between Albus Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald, and then discuss how I think it's going to affect the Fantastic Beasts series. Albus Dumbledore is one of the most iconic characters from the Harry Potter series, and a young version of the character will appear in Fantastic Beasts, played by Jude Law. Dumbledore in his youth had romantic feelings for the main villain of the series, Gellert Grindelwald. The two great wizards met at Godric's Hollow in the summer of 1899 after Grindelwald moved there to live with his great aunt, acclaimed wizard and historian, Bathilda Bagshot. At the age of 16, Grindelwald was expelled from Durmstrang for performing twisted experiments and near-fatal attacks on his fellow students. Keep in mind, Durmstrang is a school where the dark arts are taught. That should give you some indication of what Grindelwald was like. Durmstrang is a hardcore school, and Grindelwald was too hardcore for that. Grindelwald was a very talented wizard and extremely powerful, but he wanted more power, and his ultimate goal was to find the Deathly Hallows, which are said to be the three most powerful objects in the wizarding world. Grindelwald even carved the symbol of the Hallows into a wall at Durmstrang, and it became his calling card and a symbol of his uprising. Grindelwald's move to Godric Hollow could have been because it's said to be the home of Ignotus Peverell, the first owner of the third Deathly Hallow, the Cloak of Invisibility. At Godric's Hollow, Gellert Grindelwald met his equal, Albus Dumbledore. The Dumbledore family have lived in the village ever since Albus's father, Percival Dumbledore, was sent to Azkaban for attacking Muggle boys who attacked his daughter Ariana. The boys saw Ariana performing magic, and ever since then, Ariana was mentally and emotionally scarred. We actually believe that Ariana has become an Obscurial after the attack, as she tried to repress her magic and hide it, as she believed it was the reason for her pain and for taking her father away. Percival would later die in Azkaban. Albus Dumbledore attended Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. After he graduated, he planned on travelling the world, but his plan was short-lived after his mother, Kendra Dumbledore, was killed in a freak accident by Ariana. This made Albus the head of the Dumbledore family and responsible for his siblings, his younger brother Aberforth and damaged sister Ariana. But Dumbledore did not want this. He was a brilliant wizard who wanted to explore the world and his power. But a new chance of life came when Gellert Grindelwald moved to the village. Dumbledore soon became fascinated by Grindelwald's ideals of wizarding domination and quest for power. They both shared the desire to gather the Deathly Hallows and become the Masters of Death. Both young men became very close, and Dumbledore even had romantic feelings for Grindelwald. We are not sure if Grindelwald shared these feelings, but to me it seems likely that Grindelwald at least loved Dumbledore, or at least loved the idea of someone just as powerful as him. But also many people actually believe that Grindelwald was just using Dumbledore and manipulating him. The two young wizards wished for a better world. They dreamed of overturning the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which is an international law that was designed to protect the magical world from the Muggles. Without this law, Grindelwald and Dumbledore could create a new order where the most wise and powerful witches and wizards would rule over all non-magic and the magic world. For the greater good. This is the slogan Dumbledore came up to justify their actions in achieving their ultimate goal. With the aid of the Deathly Hallows, Dumbledore and Grindelwald believed they could complete their goal of changing the world for the better. But their motivations and intentions were very different. They both wanted the same outcome of magical dominance, but for very different reasons. Dumbledore had been powerless to stop the Muggle boys attacking Ariana, and could do nothing about his father being sent to Azkaban, or his mother being killed. Dumbledore wanted to protect the ones he loved, and make the world a better place for witches and wizards. He wanted a world where magic and non-magical beings could coexist in peace under magical rule. But Grindelwald wanted to force the Muggles into subservice, as I believe he feels that Muggles were inferior. And it has been revealed that in the second film, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Grindelwald's true intention is to raise pure-blooded wizards up to rule over all non-magical beings. So it seems that Grindelwald even has a prejudice against Muggle-borns, and not just pure Muggles. They planned on leaving Godric's Hollow to start a revolution and find the Deathly Hallows. They believed the Elder Wand would make them unbeatable. The Resurrection Stone would free Albus from his responsibilities, as it could be used to revive his parents. And it would give Grindelwald his army, as Dumbledore believed that Gellert Grindelwald wanted the Resurrection Stone to create an army of Inferi. The cloak was the least useful to them, as they both could become invisible without the use of it, but it was needed to complete the Trinity and become the Masters of Death. But perhaps the cloak could have been used to hide Ariana. Dumbledore was blinded by Grindelwald, his ideals, his desire for power, and his love for him. Aberforth was worried that Ariana would not receive the care she needed on Albus's journey for power. He confronted Albus, which caused Grindelwald to attack him with the Cruciatus curse. Albus defended his brother, and a three-way duel began. Ariana was killed in the crossfire by a curse. The Dumbledore brothers were devastated by the death of their sister, and Grindelwald fled the country. Personally, I feel this three-way duel started because Aberforth learned that Grindelwald actually planned on using Ariana and her Obscurus as a weapon, just like how he wanted to use Credence in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It is unknown who cast the curse that killed Ariana, but Aberforth actually blames Albus, and Albus blames himself. Perhaps it wasn't because Aberforth believed that Albus cast the curse, but perhaps because Albus was selfish, and he had brought Grindelwald into our lives. Grindelwald set out for his quest of power on his own. He eventually became the master of the Elder Wand, after he won its allegiance by stealing it from the wand maker Gugorvich. He continued his revolution for the greater good, but he avoided Britain. I believe Grindelwald feared Dumbledore because he was the only one who could stop him. I feel that is why Grindelwald also went looking for the Elder Wand. He felt he needed it, just in case Dumbledore did come looking for him, but he also had power over Dumbledore. The truth about Ariana haunted Dumbledore, and Grindelwald might have known who cast the curse that killed her, or he could lie. Maybe Grindelwald was the one who killed her, and would try to blame Aberforth, or he might just say, "It was you, Albus, but now you're free," or he might even take responsibility himself. But we know Gellert Grindelwald was a master manipulator, so we can't trust him. Dumbledore and Grindelwald will face off in 1945, which is when the fifth and final Fantastic Beasts film will be set. Maybe then we will learn the truth about Ariana and the full extent of Dumbledore and Grindelwald's relationship. Dumbledore will defeat Grindelwald and become the master of the Elder Wand, and Grindelwald will spend the rest of his days in his own prison, Nuremberg. He will eventually be killed by Voldemort, who came looking for the Elder Wand. In the books, Grindelwald does refuse to give any information on the Elder Wand to Voldemort. He knew that Dumbledore had it, but he seemed like he wanted to prevent Voldemort from getting the wand. Perhaps after all these years he felt remorse for his crimes, or he wanted to protect Dumbledore's grave. Perhaps Grindelwald did love Dumbledore. The Fantastic Beasts series should fill in all the gaps, and give us the answers that we need. So let me know what you think. Did Grindelwald love Dumbledore? Did he love him as a person, or the fact he was just as powerful as him? Or was he only using Dumbledore to further his goals? Also, let me know, how do you think Dumbledore will win the Elder Wand from Grindelwald? The Elder Wand knows nothing but strength, and Dumbledore will have to defeat Grindelwald, but it doesn't have to be in a duel. The Elder Wand does not make you unbeatable, but I feel with it, Grindelwald could potentially be the most powerful wizard of all time. Dumbledore said he and Grindelwald were just as powerful as each other, but he was slightly more skilled. Maybe love is the reason Dumbledore was able to defeat Grindelwald. We have been told that love is one of the hardest and strongest kinds of magic. Maybe love is stronger than the Elder Wand. I don't have the answers right now, but I love speculating about this. I can't wait for Dumbledore and Grindelwald to meet on screen, but I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon. They might never meet until the fifth and final film, but we're definitely getting flashbacks, and I can't wait to learn the truth. So as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Leave all your theories and predictions as well, and if you have any video requests or questions for me, make sure you leave them too. If you want to stay up to date with all the breaking Fantastic Beasts news, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like and share this video as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.